Oh, good morning. Looks like the spring watermelon mash is about ready to run, so I'm going to run it today. Let me turn you around here, show you what we got going. So, this is what it's done running. Pretty much no more bubbles or anything, so we're going to go ahead and set this up. Got 2 watermelons in each 5-gallon and about 7 pounds of sugar. Ran about 2 weeks and we're good to go. Let's see what we're going to produce here. And we went ahead and got the keg set up so we can put this in there. I got a cheesecloth to kind of strain it. And let's go ahead and start pouring this in. Get her going. See if we can do this without too big of a mess. Like I say, this has been running about 2 weeks since my last was creating, or when I made the mash on that. Looks good. Smells like alcohol. It'll take a little bit to get going. I probably shouldn't have hooked up that propane tank just yet, so I don't trip over this hose. This out of here, we definitely want to squeeze the juices out. I've seen some people say, no, you don't want to squeeze the juices out, and others say, yeah, I like to squeeze the juices out. On that. Get everything I can in there for this, because I definitely want the watermelon flavor. Let's squeeze these as much as possible. We are getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Keep hitting that subscribe button on that and thumbs up button also. We're close to YouTube starting to give me some monetary value for all the videos I put out. So yes, thank you very much for subscribing. And tell your friends, have them come over and subscribe. Be great. There we go. Let's see. All right, so I squeezed out that. Let's see what we can get for another fill up here. Get that flowing in there. Likes to clog up. Pour it in, only runs to the bottom. Flows out nice though. So yeah, we got 10 gallons here. This seedless watermelon that I got at the big box store. Seen it. It's kind of nice. Haven't seen it again. I don't know where they got this from. I haven't seen it in other stores. Well, I have seen the smaller watermelons in the other stores, but not these big seedless that they usually carry. That I like to grab. Thinking about doing maybe a pineapple next. On that. What do you guys think about pineapple? Think it'd make a good run? I know I've done it before, added it to couple different brews. Seem to turn out okay on that. So that might be our next one, but let's get this watermelon done and see what we get out of this. I'd like to at least one more jar in there. The rest of this in there. Oop. Keep her going. I was hoping the watermelon was going to break down a little more. Usually I've had it to where they just totally break down to fiber, but I've got some chunks left in here, surprising enough. So we'll squeeze everything out and get her going. But yeah, it's only what, the end of April, so still a little early growing season. They must ship these things up from Mexico or something, I'm assuming. Where they get the winter, the early fruit and vegetables on that. Alright, that's going to take me a little bit of squeezing. Let me go ahead and get the other one in there and get her started. Alright, there's first 6 gallons. Let's do the second, get the second one in there. I'll get it started. Ooh, let's make sure we lift with our knees. Ah. There we go. Smells good. Definitely ran the sugar because I can, the juices when I squeeze, they're not sticky. So I definitely know the yeast ate all the sugar. I'm not getting that sticky feeling on there. Get this back over here. Hands are wet. Don't want to drop that. That'd be messy. Be a perfect YouTube moment, right? Drop that. All right, let me go ahead and get the rest of this in here. Get her fired up. All right, got everything in there, all 10 gallons now. Let's go ahead and get this lid up. Let's see, this turned off. Turn this on. Turn my little needle valve. And let's see if we can get this thing. Should probably have the camera at the other end. Wow, that flamed up there. Oop. You guys see that on there? It really took off, didn't it? There we go. Now we got some flame going. So that heat up, get my water going, and set up my wine barrel. I'm not in the picture. I know I'm not, because when I set up the camera, I had it down here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get the wine barrel over here. I'll get my proofing ferret. That way I don't got to test every jar. I can see it coming out, set up, and get some water going and iced up for the condenser. All right. All right, I just wanted to show you what I went ahead and set up the wine barrel. I got my water in here. See that? Got the water going in there. We're ready. So right now, we're just waiting for it to through the thermometer in there and just waiting for it to come up to temperature. A little bit. It's just starting to heat up. So give it a little bit and we'll start brewing here real quick. Alright, I just wanted to show you what I have set up here behind me. So the temperature is coming up a little bit. Let's go ahead and show you guys what we got going here. So temperature is coming up a little bit, and I just got this sitting up here to catch all the acetone and stuff. So we should be getting some fluid here pretty soon. But yeah, probably got another half hour or so. Alright, we've started collecting. Let me turn this around here. And so we've got our 4 shots in there. We're actually probably about done collecting 4 shots. That's up to temperature. Let's take a smell here. Definitely smells like alcohol. So let's go ahead and switch this around. Alright, so we're definitely up to temperature. We're going to switch this around. Start collecting. Get it in the proofing parrot here. And I think I'm going to set up. I just want to make sure there's nothing in here. I just recently cleaned this, but it should be. I don't want to catch anything just to make sure, so we'll set that up. And about 180 temperature wise, and go from there. Start collecting our first jar. Alright, let me show you what we got going. So it's just starting to come out. It is running about 145 on there. So it is coming out there. And we're running, let's say about 180 on that. About what I would say, 180. And so we're just starting to get our first jar out here. And slowly but surely, we'll get this. So we're coming out about 145. Looks pretty good in the background. It'll be a little bit. And again, this is the watermelon that I'm running, spring watermelon that I found in one of the big box stores on that. So looks like it'll be pretty good. We'll have to wait, get the first jar and give it a taste, see what we get on that. And don't forget to subscribe. Need to have you subscribe. Thank you. And one more thing, I did want to show the clock in the background. So we are getting out of the out into the proofing parrot and back out into the jar, and it's now 12 o'clock. I've thrown out the 4 shots already. So yeah, I started about 9:30, so we are definitely looking 2.5 hours to get from still to jar right now. And just wanted to note that's all informational stuff. Also wanted to just show you, I decided to throw some ice in there. I got this 3-gallon water jug that I make ice in, and I got a couple other water jugs out there. So we've added that to keep the temperature down. It was starting to get a little warm in there. So just wanted to keep that. And we're still running, got about a 1/4 jar or so. It's coming out pretty good. Solid. Temperature did go up a little bit. That might try turning it down. Alright, we're about full. We are running probably 138. Started at 140, so we dropped a little bit. But let's get jar number 2 in here. Fun fact, looked up. It takes. What's lid? I want lid number 1. It takes 18,927 drops to fill a quart. So there's 18,927 drops in that bottle jar right there. And that's, we're going to say that's, what do I do with my pen? I'm going to say that's 140 is the proof. Because I'm going to proof all this down. And I am not going to taste 140 just yet. We may wait another jar or two, come down a little bit on that, but right now we got 1 jar. It took about an hour to fill up. on that, and we'll move on to the second jar. I just wanted to have a look. This is the second jar, just about full. We're still at about, get in there, 140 on that, which is surprising. It's hanging in there, and I figured it dropped. We're running about 190, 90 there, maybe 185, somewhere in there. So, and we're going to be swapping out our second for our third jar here in just a second. Okay, this is going to be jar number 3. Let's change this out. Our little cloth still looks pretty clean there, so happy with that. Clean. Oh, and I wanted to point out, anybody who's thinking about getting this set up with the keg and the column still here, I had to put this board up here because the weight of the hoses that connect here kind of pulled it over. I always wanted to leak out of these 2 connectors, so I added that board, made that board, set it up there to support that. Worked out pretty good. And that's another 140 on there. All right. Well, we're about to change out jar 3 here. It's about full. Looks pretty good. We are still running good, what, 130 on that? Looks pretty good. Just about to break 200 there, so, but we're still got a pretty good proof here, so we'll go ahead and change out jar 3. Alright, let's get jar 3 changed out. You know, I haven't focused on Cedric the Owl up there. You guys see him up there on that top shelf? He always watches out over everything. Change that out. Still looking good. The cloth is pretty clean. Well, it is clean, so alright, we're gonna go 130. Haven't touched temperature in a while. Seems to be just going up just a little bit here and there. Alright, there we go. Alright, it's getting real close to 8 o'clock. We gotta wrap this thing up, so we're gonna go ahead, switch this around. This is where we're at, last 4th jar, and we're just dripping really slow. It's coming out about 100 proof, but I just don't have the time to sit around. I gotta clean this up. We're at about 200 on that, so, but yeah, I wish I had the time, but I can't. Sorry folks, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next mash.